A top of the table clash that saw Real Madrid crush Girona's La Liga dreams with a 4-0 victory thanks to some excellent individual efforts from the Madrid stars. Madrid's 4-3-1-2 system saw them have good cover in central areas against a team that liked to make full use of the width of the pitch and play through the lines in a basic 4-2-3-1 shape. Girona had slightly more of the ball in the first half with 51% possession, and they started this with a 2-3 shape, with the two centre-backs dropping either side of the keeper, and in front of them, the two full-backs tucked into the inside channels. Real press with a front two and three supporting players, so Martin dropped into the second line to make up an extra man, and this pushed Couto out wide and into space, where he could be found with a pass from the centre-back or the keeper and progress into the midfield third. This occasionally had the effect of dragging Camavinga out of the centre and leaving space for the Girona midfielders to move into freely, although this space was not exploited. Real's diamond midfield stopped Girona from playing through the centre of the pitch, but allowed a Girona centre-back to progress the ball into the outside channels where he would be pressed by Camavinga. This left Couto free on the right, but Real were determined not to be dragged out of position. The back four kept the spaces between them very tight to keep the Girona number 8s from taking up positions between them and to defend crosses that might come to the dangerous Dovbyk. The left back Gutierrez usually likes to operate between the lines centrally, but with Real not allowing any space here, he moved into the left channel. With Valverde covering in the back line, to prevent gaps, the right back could move wider and prevent a 2 versus 1 against the tricky Savio. As we said before, Girona's build-up shape of 2-3 or 3-3 including the goalkeeper often became a 2-4, with Martin dropping back to make up a double pivot, and this gave Bellingham an extra player to cover. In this situation, the keeper was able to find a spare player centrally and force a press from Real. But from here, Girona often couldn't take advantage of this space and played the ball out wide. The contrast in the two teams' style of play was very evident when Girona were in the final third. Girona liked to use the whole width of the pitch and do this by moving their right back into the right wing position and push their right winger into the number 8 position. And with Savio hugging the other touchline, they moved their number 8 between the opposition's back line. But in this game, Real's tight 4-4-2 low block with Valverde willing to move into the back line to prevent Savio having space to hurt Real on the left made it very difficult for Girona to penetrate the penalty box, and limited Girona to an XG of just 0.18, with only 5 attempts on goal and none within the 6-yard box. Real built up from the keeper in their starting shape of 4-3-1-2, with the two forwards starting wide and looking to move centrally once play had progressed. With the fullbacks in wide channels, Real had the width over Girona's 4-man press. Once the centre-back had the ball, it was quickly played to the fullback, and the player at the base of the diamond, Cruz, moved over to provide support on the ball side. The forward would also look to support by coming deeper, but ready to spin into the back line if space opened up. Cruz often dropped into the back line between the centre-back and full-back. This provided a 3 versus 3 against Girona's 4-3-3 press, and pushed the full-backs further forward into the midfield line. This could see Real with a 2 versus 1 advantage in wide areas, although far from Girona's goal. Cruz then often had time to hit a long pass. Unlike Real, Girona's backline pressed, and this allowed spaces in behind their backline for Rodrigo and Vini to exploit. With the ball played to a fullback in a more advanced position, the fullback would look to hit quick passes behind the opposition's backline. And this was clear for Bellingham's first goal. The fullback and forward combine on the flank with a 2 versus 2, and Girona's high line allows Bellingham to run straight through into space. Unlike Real, Girona often didn't drop a midfielder into the back line to close out the spaces, so when the fullback was drawn out of position by a wide player, there were gaps between the centre-back and the fullback for Bellingham and co to run into. Real had a lot of success in the final third because Girona's defence was not disciplined in protecting the spaces in behind and would press Real whenever they could, and Real benefited from this through their rotations in advanced positions. Although Girona had a back five with a midfielder dropping back, when a number 8 received a pass in front of the back line, he pressed, but no other Girona player covered the space that was vacated, so Bellingham could move into this space and penetrate the penalty box. It was where Girona lost the ball and Real Madrid won the ball back that was key to this match. Girona often lost the ball in central areas, and with their quick transitions, they were able to hit Girona quickly before Girona could organise a defensive shape. Their defence also allowed Real too many spaces between and behind the back line.